Smartphone astrophotography and smartphone cameras have come a long way in the last 10 years. Manufacturers like Samsung, Apple, LG, Huawei, Google, they've all come forward to deliver amazing phones with amazing cameras. 9 out of the 10 people I know have a really good phone and a really good camera. And when I show them how to do this, they are amazed. So, how do you do astrophotography with a smartphone? Let me show you how. In smartphone astrophotography, you have only a few things that you need to have. One is a tripod. 2, you need a smartphone mount. And 3, you need your smartphone. That's it. That's all you need as far as it goes for smartphone astrophotography. Smartphone astrophotography is traditionally an untracked discipline, so you don't need the fancy equatorial mount or an alt-az mount to do it. However, it does help. But for the kind of astrophotography I like to do with my smartphone, it's completely untracked. And when it comes to smartphone astrophotography, you don't do a lot of exposures. Most smartphone astrophotography sessions for me last between 10 minutes and a half hour. It's that simple. I get home from work, I'm really tired, I don't want to have to drag out the big gear. It takes over an hour to set up and it's very intricate. With a smartphone rig, it takes you literally a moment. That's it. And if you have it ready to go like I do, it's literally 30 seconds. So, how do I build an astrophotography rig? It's really, really simple. And I'm actually going to show you with my very first astrophotography rig. So, using the phone I have now, I kind of built this just as a haphazard, but this is all you need. You need a tripod. You need the actual mount or the smartphone mount, which is usually a clamp. You can get those pretty cheap on Amazon. And then you need your smartphone. And that literally is it. That is all the equipment you need in order to shoot astrophotography with your smartphone.
When setting up your camera on your cell phone to shoot astrophotography, just remember these things. I'll go through them step by step. First, step 1, enter your camera app and go to the settings. And in those settings, select picture formats. Step 2, make sure that you set your camera to RAW. RAW will allow you to edit your photos in Photoshop, but it'll also give you the greatest image quality possible. Step 3, go to More in your camera app and select the Pro or Manual mode. On the S21 Ultra, it is the Pro mode. Step 4 is to set up your ISO now that you're in the camera app. 400 to 1600 works best. I prefer 800. Step 5 is your shutter speed. 15 to 30 seconds. You feel free to play around with this, but I prefer 15 seconds. Step 6, focus. On the S21 Ultra, mine is set to auto. However, on certain phones, if they have a manual mode, you might have to set it to infinity. On step 7, which is the white balance, on the S21 Ultra, mine is set to 5500, which is daylight. I know some people that do cooler than that, and I know some people that do hotter than that. But 5500 works well for me. Feel free to play around. It is the best way to learn.
So what do I use for an astrophotography rig? Well, you're looking at it. This is my astrophotography rig. My astrophotography rig has come with years, and I've been doing this for 5 years now, but has come with years of experience. As I've grown in this hobby, and especially with my smartphone astrophotography, I've kind of figured out what works, what doesn't work, and using that knowledge, I've literally built my rig the way that I want it to be. So, let me take you through my rig. This is a Pimpona PT80 tripod. It's all aluminum, has locks everywhere, and extends to 80 inches. On top of that rides a newer cinematography grip cage. This grip cage is what videographers use in order to do their production. I have simply translated that to the smartphone astrophotography discipline. What's cool about the cages is you can actually add things to it as you go. And in my case, I have added on top here another smartphone rig mount. This smartphone rig is for my friends. Astrophotography is a lot of fun when you have your friends with. And for people who have never seen what astrophotography is, I usually just ask them, hey, give me your cell phone. And they can go along for the ride. Now, what's also cool about this is, you'll notice that there's a cable right here. This plugs into a 20,000 milliamp solar powered battery bank. And what makes that really, really cool is during the day, after a night of shooting, I can recharge this with the sun. That almost makes this a completely green and self-sufficient rig. The other thing I want to talk about is accessories. You'll see around my neck here, I have what they call a Bluetooth shutter release. What's really important is with a Bluetooth shutter release, you never have to touch the unit other than to set it up. The whole goal of astrophotography is don't touch the equipment. Once you get it set, don't touch it. Let everything run remotely. The best thing to invest in if you're going to do something like this is a Bluetooth shutter release, and I have mine right here. The other thing I always tell people to invest in, if you really get into this, is to invest in certain apps. I run Androids, so I use basically 3 apps pretty succinctly. I use Stellarium Mobile, that helps me find my targets in the sky. I use PhotoPills to understand what's the best exposure settings at that night. And then I also use the Involumeter app. What's cool about the Involumeter app is it also allows you to set your sequence. And just like your bigger rigs, you can do the same thing on your smartphone. You can set your runs to be an hour, 2 hours, and you can do as many 15 to 30 second shots as you want, and then stack those in the computer when you're done. Also, on this rig, what kind of also sets it apart is I have an ability that most people don't even think of with smartphone astrophotography. I have the ability to shoot darks. How do I do that? Well, it's really simple. There's a gate right here on the front of it. And if I take this gate and I close it, now I can shoot darks. This allows me to get rid of the noise in my image during stacking. And what I'll do is I'll use the same functions that I have, same settings. I will set the camera to do 20 darks, for instance, and it'll shoot 20 darks. Same settings that I shot my images with. When I put them in the computer, having darks helps reduce the noise out of your image and makes it very, very crisp. But yes, this is my astrophotography rig for smartphones. And I really, really, really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. In the past 6 months, I have shot a lot with this rig. Like always, you know, we work really hard. We don't want to, you know, get out all the big rigs after work. So this is how I relax. This unit literally takes 30 seconds to set up, and I really, really enjoy it. What follows now is a gallery of what I have shot this past 6 months, and you guys can be the judge. I think they look pretty cool, and I think that if you're sitting some night, try it. It's a lot of fun. Also, at the end of the gallery, I'm going to show you a new project I've been working on, kind of a taste. I'm taking this to the next level. I like to call it extreme smartphone astrophotography. I'm going to show you my first results. we go, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. I also want to thank you, the viewer, if you're new to this channel, for watching this video. And if you can, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. If you have comments or questions, please put them down below and I'll try to get them to them as I can. I just want to also say thank you for your patience. I am a very busy man professionally and I don't get a lot of time to put these videos together, but I hope it's nice that a new video has come out. You'll notice between the videos I'm putting shorts out, so at least you're getting some content. But I'll try to do more episodes a little more frequently than I have been. To my fellow Astro peeps out there, and you know who you are, I love you guys, and let's keep giving knowledge and keep growing this hobby. And to everybody out there, subscribe to all of them. We absolutely love our hobby, and we love producing this content for you. So, I bid you a good evening and clear skies. Thanks for watching NiteZpeed.